Tonight, we begin a journey to one of the greatest mysteries ever imagined. A question so enormous that even the brightest minds in science cannot answer it completely. What exists beyond the edge of the universe? As you settle in and allow your thoughts to slow, imagine yourself floating gently through space. Far below, the Earth becomes a tiny blue marble. The moon drifts quietly past. The planets slowly fade into darkness. And soon, even our solar system disappears behind us. Ahead stretches an ocean of stars. For thousands of years, humanity believed the universe was small. Ancient civilizations looked into the night sky and saw only a few thousand stars. They had no idea that each tiny point of light might be another sun, surrounded by worlds of its own. As centuries passed, our understanding grew. Telescopes became larger. Observatories became more powerful. And slowly, humanity discovered something astonishing. The universe was far bigger than anyone had imagined. Not millions of stars, not billions, but trillions of galaxies. Each galaxy containing billions or even hundreds of billions of stars. The scale is almost impossible to comprehend. If every star in our Milky Way galaxy were represented by a single grain of sand, the pile would become larger than many mountains on Earth. And yet, the Milky Way itself is only one galaxy among countless others. Imagine standing on a beach. Every grain of sand represents an entire galaxy. That still would not fully capture the true scale of the cosmos. As scientists looked deeper into space, they discovered something remarkable. Looking farther away in space, it is also looking farther back in time. Light does not travel instantly. Even the light from the sun needs over 8 minutes to reach Earth. The light from nearby stars may take years. The light from distant galaxies may take millions or billions of years. Every time astronomers point their telescopes toward the depths of space, they are also peering into the distant past. Some of the galaxies we observe tonight may no longer exist. Their ancient light is only now reaching us, after traveling across unimaginable distances. This realization changed everything. The universe was not only vast, it was ancient. Far older than humanity, far older than Earth, far older than the dinosaurs. Current estimates suggest the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. That number is so large that our minds struggle to visualize it. If the entire history of the universe were compressed into a single calendar year, human civilization would appear only in the final seconds before midnight on December 31st. Everything we know, every city, every kingdom, every empire, every person who has ever lived, would occupy only a tiny moment in cosmic history. And yet, even after discovering all of this, scientists encountered an even greater mystery, a strange limit, a distant boundary, a horizon beyond which we cannot see. No matter how powerful our telescopes become, there is a region beyond our view, a place hidden from observation, a place that raises one of the most fascinating questions ever asked. If there is a limit to what we can observe, what lies beyond it? What exists beyond the edge of the universe? That question will guide the rest of our journey tonight, as we continue drifting peacefully through the stars, toward the mysterious horizon at the edge of reality itself, where science begins to fade, and imagination quietly takes over. Now, as we continue our quiet journey through the cosmos, let us move closer to that mysterious horizon, the invisible boundary that surrounds everything we can see. At first, the idea seems strange. How can the universe have an edge? If space extends in every direction, the answer begins with something surprisingly simple: light. Everything we see in the universe reaches us through light. The stars, the planets, the galaxies, even the faint glow left behind by the birth of the cosmos itself. Without light, the universe would remain completely hidden. But light has a limitation. It travels incredibly fast, nearly 300,000 kilometers every second. Yet even at that astonishing speed, it still requires time to cross the immense distances of space. Imagine lighting a candle on a distant shore. If that shore were far enough away, The light would take time to reach your eyes. Until it arrived, you would never know the candle existed. The universe works in much the same way. Every object we observe is revealed only because its light has had enough time to reach us. And this leads to an extraordinary realization. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. That means there has only been 13.8 billion years available for light to travel. Anything farther away than that would soon be impossible to see. Yet when astronomers measure the size of the observable universe, they find something astonishing. Its diameter is not 13.8 billion light-years, nor 20 billion, nor even 30 billion. Instead, the observable universe stretches roughly 93 billion light-years across, a number so vast that it almost defies imagination. How is this possible? The answer lies in another remarkable discovery. The universe itself is expanding. Every galaxy is slowly moving away from every other galaxy. Space itself is stretching, like tiny dots drawn on the surface of an inflating balloon. As the balloon grows larger, the dots move farther apart, not because they are traveling across the surface, but because the surface itself is expanding. The universe behaves in a similar way. Since the moment of the Big Bang, space has been growing larger. And while light has been traveling toward us, the universe has continued expanding underneath it. As a result, many of the galaxies whose light reaches Earth today are actually much farther away now than when that light first began its journey. Some are so distant that we will never reach them, not even if humanity survives for millions of years, not even with technologies far beyond anything we can currently imagine. They are simply being carried away by the expansion of space. Forever. This creates a kind of cosmic horizon, a limit beyond which information can never arrive. Beyond that horizon, there may be countless galaxies, countless stars, countless worlds, yet their light has not reached us, and perhaps never will. Imagine standing alone in the middle of a vast ocean. A thick fog surrounds you in every direction. You can see only as far as the fog allows. Beyond it, the world continues, but it remains hidden from view. The observable universe is much like that foggy horizon. Not necessarily the edge of existence, but merely the edge of what we can observe. This distinction is important. Scientists do not believe the observable universe represents all that exists. Instead, it may be only a tiny portion of a much larger reality, perhaps infinitely larger, perhaps beyond comprehension. And this is where our story becomes even more mysterious. Because once we understand that the observable universe is merely our visible neighborhood, a new question naturally appears. If there is more beyond the horizon, how much more? A little? A lot? Or something truly infinite? As we drift quietly through the darkness, past distant galaxies and ancient starlight, we begin approaching one of the deepest mysteries in modern science, the possibility that everything we have ever seen may represent only a tiny fraction of reality itself, and beyond that hidden horizon, an even greater universe may be waiting. As we continue our journey, drifting quietly beyond galaxies, beyond clusters of stars, beyond the furthest reaches of visible space, a fascinating question begins to emerge. If the observable universe is only what we can see, then what lies beyond it? To answer that question, we must first understand something important. The edge of the observable universe is not necessarily the edge of the universe itself. In fact, most scientists believe it isn't. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast desert. The horizon appears to form a boundary around you, a distant circle separating the known from the unknown. Yet if you walk toward that horizon, it moves. The boundary never truly arrives. The world simply continues beyond what you can currently see. The observable universe may work in much the same way. The horizon exists, but only from our perspective. It marks the limit of our vision, not necessarily the limit of reality. Now imagine something even stranger. Imagine traveling to the very edge of the observable universe, past every galaxy, past every star, past every cloud of cosmic dust. After an unimaginable journey, you finally arrive at the horizon. What would you find there? A wall? A barrier? A cliff overlooking nothingness? Surprisingly, probably none of those things. Most scientists believe you would simply find more universe, more galaxies, more stars, more space stretching endlessly beyond. The horizon would move farther away, just as the horizon moves when you walk across a beach. Reality itself would continue. This idea can feel difficult to grasp. Human minds naturally search for edges. Rooms have walls, countries have borders, oceans have shorelines. Almost everything we encounter has limits. But the universe may be different. The universe may not possess an edge at all. It may simply continue, forever, in every direction. Pause for a moment and try to imagine infinity. Not 1,000,000 kilometers, not 1 billion, not even trillions upon trillions. But no ending whatsoever. No final destination, no last star, no final galaxy, no ultimate boundary. Only endless space extending forever. The mind struggles to hold such an idea. Yet mathematics allows it, and some scientific models suggest it may be true. If space is truly infinite, then extraordinary possibilities begin appearing. Somewhere beyond the observable universe, there may be galaxies very similar to our own. Other stars, other planets, perhaps even other Earths. The distances involved would be so enormous that communication would be impossible. Travel would be impossible. Yet those regions could still exist, forever hidden beyond our cosmic horizon. Imagine looking out across an endless ocean. Every direction appears identical, wave after wave stretching toward infinity. Now replace those waves with galaxies, each one containing billions of stars, each star potentially hosting worlds of its own. The scale becomes almost overwhelming, yet this may represent only a small glimpse of reality. As we continue drifting through the darkness, leaving familiar galaxies far behind, a new possibility begins to appear. One of the strangest ideas ever proposed by science, an idea so vast that it makes even the observable universe seem small. The possibility that our universe may not be the only one. For most of human history, people assumed there was only one universe, one reality, one cosmic stage upon which everything exists. One beginning, one story. But as scientists explored deeper into the mysteries of space, a fascinating question emerged. What if our universe is only one part of something much larger? Imagine standing on a beach. You pick up a single grain of sand. Tiny, ordinary, almost insignificant. Now imagine learning that every grain of sand on every beach departed an entire universe, a complete reality, its own galaxies, its own stars, its own history, its own future. That is the scale some scientists imagine when discussing the multiverse, a vast collection of universes stretching far beyond anything we can observe. Of course, nobody has seen another universe. No spacecraft has traveled there. No telescope has photographed one. At least not yet. The multiverse remains a theoretical idea, a possibility, not a confirmed fact. And yet, it emerges naturally from several scientific models. Which is why physicists continue taking the concept seriously. Imagine a bubble floating through the air. Now imagine another, and another, and another. Soon, thousands of bubbles drift together. Each bubble remains separate. Each possesses its own boundary, its own space, its own tiny world. Some cosmologists believe universes may behave in a similar way. Our universe could be one bubble among countless others, floating within a far larger cosmic reality. A reality we may never directly observe. Now pause for a moment and imagine what another universe might look like. Would it resemble ours? Would stars still shine? Would galaxies still form? Would gravity still exist? Nobody knows. Because some theories suggest each universe may possess different rules, different physical laws, different constants, different outcomes. A universe where stars burn differently. A universe where time behaves differently. A universe where matter itself functions in unfamiliar ways. In some of these hypothetical universes, life might never appear. In others, life could emerge in forms impossible for us to imagine. Entire civilizations might exist beneath alien skies, looking upward, asking questions remarkably similar to our own, wondering whether they are alone, wondering what lies beyond their universe, wondering if someone else is asking the same questions. The deeper we explore these possibilities, the more reality begins feeling like a dream. A vast network of worlds, universes within universes, mysteries within mysteries, each horizon revealing another beyond it. Some theories become even stranger. They suggest that every possible outcome may create a new universe, a reality where one event happened, another where it happened differently. Countless versions branching endlessly through existence, an infinite cosmic tree, growing forever, every choice, every possibility, every path, existing somewhere among countless realities. Whether these ideas are correct, scientists still do not know. The evidence remains incomplete. The questions remain open. But perhaps that uncertainty is what makes the ideas so captivating. The universe continues reminding us of something important. Reality is often stranger than our imaginations. Again and again, the cosmos reveals surprises no one expected. Black holes, dark matter, quantum mechanics, expanding space, all once seemed impossible, until evidence showed otherwise. And so, the possibility of other universes remains alive, waiting, resting quietly on the edge of scientific understanding. Perhaps future discoveries will reveal more. Perhaps future generations will uncover evidence. Or perhaps the answer will remain hidden forever, a mystery carried through the ages. Now imagine yourself floating beyond our observable universe, beyond every galaxy, beyond every star, beyond every known structure in existence. The darkness around you feels endless, silent, peaceful, and somewhere in that infinite expanse, perhaps another universe shines quietly, invisible, unreachable, yet real. A distant cosmic neighbor hidden beyond the horizon of everything we know. As we continue our journey, an even deeper question begins to emerge. Not what lies beyond our universe, but what lies beyond all universes, beyond every galaxy, beyond every dimension, beyond every reality. What exists beyond existence itself? And that may be the greatest mystery of all. So for now, allow your thoughts to drift gently through the darkness. Imagine countless universes floating like distant lanterns in an infinite cosmic sea, each carrying its own story, its own stars, its own mysteries, and somewhere among them, our small universe quietly shining in the night. As we continue our journey beyond galaxies, beyond stars, beyond the observable universe, beyond even the possibility of countless other universes, we arrive at a question so profound that language itself begins to struggle. A question that has fascinated philosophers, scientists, and dreamers for centuries. What exists beyond everything? Take a moment and imagine removing every star from the sky. One by one, every galaxy disappears, every planet vanishes, every atom dissolves, every particle fades away. Eventually, nothing remains. No matter, no energy, no light, no darkness, nothing. Or at least, that is what we try to imagine. But something strange happens. The mind refuses to accept true nothingness. Whenever we picture nothing, we usually imagine an empty black space. Yet even that contains something. It contains space. It contains distance. It contains direction. True nothingness may be far stranger, perhaps impossible to visualize at all. Imagine asking a fish, what exists outside the ocean? The fish might struggle to understand the question. Its entire reality exists within water. The concept of dry land would seem impossible. Now imagine humans asking what exists beyond space itself. Perhaps we face a similar challenge. Perhaps our minds evolved within the universe, and therefore struggle to imagine anything beyond it. Space feels fundamental. Time feels fundamental. reality feels fundamental. Yet history has repeatedly shown that what appears fundamental often isn't. Long ago, people believed Earth was the center of everything. Then they learned otherwise. People believed the Milky Way was the entire universe. Then they learned otherwise. Again and again, reality expanded. Each discovery revealing a larger horizon, a deeper mystery. Could the same thing happen again? Could our universe be part of something greater, something so vast that even the multiverse is merely a small piece of it? Some theories suggest this possibility. Others remain silent. The truth is, we simply do not know, and that uncertainty remains one of the most honest answers science can offer. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest. Trees stretch endlessly before you. You walk for days, weeks, years. Eventually, you discover the forest is larger than you imagined, then larger still, and larger again. Each time you think you've reached the end, another horizon appears. The universe often behaves this way. Every answer leads to another question. Every discovery reveals another mystery. Perhaps that is why the cosmos feels so beautiful, not because it provides all the answers, but because it invites endless curiosity. The stars do not explain themselves. The galaxies do not reveal all their secrets. The universe remains patient, quiet, waiting for us to keep exploring. Now imagine drifting through the darkness. No spacecraft, no destination, no map. Only silence, only stars, only the vast ocean of existence stretching endlessly around you. Somewhere behind you, the Milky Way spins slowly through space. Somewhere farther away, countless galaxies shine in the darkness, and beyond them, possibly more universes, more realities, more mysteries, perhaps forever. Yet despite all this vastness, something remarkable remains true. You are here, on a small planet orbiting an ordinary star, in a quiet corner of an enormous universe, aware enough to wonder about it, aware enough to ask questions, aware enough to imagine what lies beyond the horizon. That may be one of the most extraordinary things in existence. The universe became aware of itself through beings capable of curiosity, through minds capable of wonder, through people capable of looking upward and asking, what comes next? And perhaps that question matters more than any answer, because curiosity is what carried humanity from caves to telescopes, from campfires to spacecraft, from wondering about the stars to exploring them. Every journey begins with a question, and the greatest journeys often begin with mysteries that cannot yet be solved. So tonight, as you drift towards sleep, allow your thoughts to wander gently through the cosmos, past distant galaxies, past the edge of the observable universe, past countless possible realities, into the great unknown, not searching for certainty, not searching for final answers, simply appreciating the wonder of the question itself. Because somewhere beyond every horizon, another mystery waits, another story waits, another possibility waits. And perhaps that endless sense of discovery is the most beautiful thing about the universe. The stars continue shining, the galaxies continue drifting, the universe continues expanding, and the mystery continues. Quietly, patiently, forever. Good night,